Welcome back to HW Sports 90, and in this video we are going to talk about the Premier League title race. The question is, who wins the Premier League? Will it be Arsenal? Will it be Manchester City? Or will Liverpool surprise us and win it? So the question still remains, who is going to be the Premier League champions? We all know that in Bundesliga is Bayer Leverkusen. In League One it has been PSG. Serie A, it's Inter Milan. La Liga, I think Real Madrid are going to win it. Scottish Premier League, Celtic, I think, are winning it. Eredivisie is none other than PSV. Turkish Super League, I think Fenerbahce or Galatasaray, one of the teams, will win it. Portuguese League is either going to be Benfica or Sporting Lisbon, with Sporting leading the table. So, but in the Premier League, there's still uncertainty who's going to win it this season, with Arsenal, Manchester City going toe to toe, game after game in the Premier League run in. Arsenal yesterday played Spurs and they won 3-2. Manchester City played Nottingham Forest and they won 2-0. So no one wants to lose, and no one should lose, because at the moment, if you lose, that's how we've lost the league. And for Liverpool, I think they are banking on City and Arsenal to drop points, which I think is going to be impossible for them to drop points. I'm sorry to say this, but I think Liverpool's title hopes are gone at the moment. They lost against Crystal Palace and dropped points against West Ham. That is when they lost it. They lost the Premier League. So for Liverpool, I think they're done, and they should be fighting for top 3 at the moment. So yesterday I made a poll in the community section asking you guys who's going to win the Premier League. Will it be Arsenal or Manchester City? And around 69% of you guys says that Arsenal are going to win it, not Manchester City. And this made me think of actually it can happen. I think Arsenal have the chance of winning their first title in, I think, 20 years now. They last won it in 2004, and it's been 2 decades since the last time they won the Premier League. So I think Arsenal, they deserve it. I said in the comment that I think Arsenal, they deserve it. They've been brilliant all season, and in fact, they have not lost a game against the top 6. Home, they drew with Manchester City away and won at home. The same with Liverpool, draw and win. Same with Spurs, draw and win. And again, with Manchester United, they won at the Emirates Stadium, and they are facing the Red Devils at Old Trafford on 12th May. This can last game of the season for the Gunners, and I think at the moment, I think Arsenal are the favorites to win that game, even though Arsenal have a bad record playing at Old Trafford. But I think with the United form and their current state, I think Arsenal will capitalize on it and win the game. So. Sorry, as I said, Arsenal, I think they've been brilliant. They deserve to win it, and they fought for it. Last season they were to win it, but at the end of the season they somehow missed it. And this season I think they've been brilliant. They lost against Aston Villa, and many thought they are out of the league or the title race, but they responded with the win against Wolves, the win against Spurs, Chelsea. 9 points. And they are up there fighting for it with Manchester City as well. And one of the reasons I think Arsenal can go ahead and win it this season is because of the teams remaining, their fixtures. If I compare the fixtures of Arsenal and Manchester City, I think the titles, or rather the fixtures, favors Arsenal more than Manchester City. Arsenal to play Bournemouth home, Arsenal, or rather United away, and I think Everton home. Everton, they've already confirmed they're staying in the Premier League. It's official now. They're staying in the Premier League. So I think Arsenal will win it easy, because Everton will not be pushing. They won't be pushing to win the game. So I think Arsenal will win it. Same happens with Bournemouth. They are playing well, already staying in the Premier League, so I think don't go all in energy to win the game against Arsenal. And United, they will fight because it's a rival. It's a derby, it's like a derby game, a rival game. They'll fight, but at the end, I think Arsenal will outscore them. And I know, and I think that I'm sure Arsenal are going to collect 9 out of 9 points against Bournemouth, United, and Everton. So when I compare with Manchester City's fixtures, I worry for them because you know, to be honest, City's this season they have not been the best of their quality. They've not shown that they're the team that won. I think they won 5 trophies last season, and they're out of the Champions League by Real Madrid, knocked them out. And I think Manchester City this season, sometimes they've been sloppy, and I think it can affect them. They have the toughest fixtures remaining compared to Arsenal, because Manchester City have 4 games remaining. They have to play Wolves, they have to play Fulham, they have to play Tottenham Hotspurs, and they have to play West Ham. 4 fixtures, tough fixtures for the Citizens. Wolves, I remember Wolves won against Manchester City this season. Then in the first leg, I think it was a game played away. Yeah, so they're playing Wolves home. I think Fulham home away. I think away. Then Spurs away as well, because that's the game in hand they have against Spurs. And you know, City and Spurs, you know, sometimes I don't know what happens when City face Spurs, because somehow Spurs always find a way of getting the better out of Pep Guardiola. And that's what I'm saying. With Arsenal, yesterday I made a video and saying that if Arsenal can get 3 points against Spurs, they can win the title. And they did it. 3 points, 1 goal, 3 goals scored. So Arsenal are in pole position to win the Premier League this season, because the fixtures favors them against Manchester City's fixtures, because they have to play Wolves, as I said, Fulham, Spurs, and West Ham. So looking at Wolves, it's a tough game. If they can manage to beat Wolves and Fulham, and later maybe for City and Arsenal, there's no draw or loss. You have to win all your next 4 games, and for Arsenal, they have to win all their next 3 games. So the Citizens, they are in a tough position if they are to win the Premier League for the 4th time in a row, which I know the Citizens always turn up when it is time to win the Premier League. Remember, they did last season, and I think they can also do it this season. So Arsenal should not let the fixtures that City have give them, you know, they should not relax, because Manchester City, when it comes to winning the Premier League in the last 10 fixtures, even if they're playing Real Madrid, Bayern, Barcelona, PSG in those fixtures, they can find a way of winning, and they always find a way of winning. They did yesterday against Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest played 5-4-1 formation, and they had a difficult time of breaking that defensive block of Nottingham Forest, and somehow Nottingham Forest failed to score in 3 open chances they had against Manchester City. And some was saying, you know what, Chris Wood, the striker for Nottingham Forest, is a fan of Manchester City, and he was not scoring against them because he wanted them to win the league, and maybe not, maybe yes. So Forest had a chance. If they were clinical enough, they could have upset Manchester City yesterday, but the Citizens scored through José Guardiola and Erling Haaland, who scored his 21st goal of the season. Remember, the Golden Boot race is tight. Erling Haaland 21 goals, Cole Palmer 20. I think Isak and Watkins are on 19 each. So Erling Haaland needed a goal to at least, you know, be on top of Palmer and the likes of Isak and Watkins. With I think City 4 games to play. With the Haaland, if he's on form, he can go ahead and win it back-to-back Premier League Golden Boots this season. So back to title race. Is it Arsenal or Manchester City? Arsenal won yesterday 3-2 against Spurs. It was a very heated and interesting game as well. Yeah, they won 3-2 with Arsenal scoring 3 goals in the first half. Goals scored by I think Højbjerg on goal, Bukayo Saka, and Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, who had a man of the match performance, scored an assistance as well. So Arsenal were 3-0 up in the first half, but in the second half, I think Spurs almost turned it around, where they scored 2 goals, the penalty by Son and goal scored by, I think, Christian Romero, Hola by David Raya. And they almost get a point against Arsenal, but Arsenal somehow, best defense, they played so well and they managed to win it at the end. So they did well. They didn't play well as yesterday. Actually, I think they were outplayed by Spurs, and I think that's why sometimes quality is always the key point in games, because they had players like Bukayo Saka, Odegaard, who can change the game, Kai Havertz, and I think that is where Arsenal won it, because if they had Saka had a chance, he scored, Havertz scored, and also that corner delivery was good, and Højbjerg had no chance but put it in his own net. And I think Spurs had the ball most of the time, but Arsenal had the chances, and they played well yesterday. Some said Mick Van de Ven goal was supposed to stand, but I think it was the right decision, and it was an offside, because when the ball was leaving the Spurs player's leg, he was offside. When the ball bounced back at Gabriel, it was already offside. So I think it was the right decision. So no worries about that. Arsenal won it cleanly, 3-2. They are now with 80 points, followed by Manchester City with 79 points. So apart from the title race, whom do you think will finish the top 4? I think Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool, I think they will finish in the top 4, but the top 3. So who will finish 4th? Will it be Spurs or will it be Aston Villa? Remember, Spurs at 7 points below Aston Villa, but Aston Villa have played 2 games more than Spurs. So if they win the next 2 games, Spurs, they'll be just a point below Aston Villa. And if Aston Villa somehow manages to win the next game, that's it. They have qualified for the Champions League next season. And Spurs are yet to play Chelsea. I think they're playing Chelsea next weekend. A very tight game, a very important game for both teams, with Spurs hoping for the Champions League qualification, and Chelsea are hoping for the Europa League qualification next season as well. So crunch games. Remember, the Sheffield United have been relegated already, and Burnley and Luton, Nottingham Forest are waiting for their fates in the coming weeks, if they will remain or get relegated. And I think Burnley will be relegated. I think maybe Luton and Nottingham Forest. Between these 2 teams, one of them will also get relegated. With Everton already confirmed the stay in the Premier League, perfect. Even though they were at 8 points, I think they've been brilliant. They responded positively and won those games they needed to win. So I think brilliant games we have. Fantastic fixtures remain in the Premier League, and if you lose your game, that's how you lose it. So let me know what you think. Who will finish in the top 4? Will get relegated between Burnley, Luton and Nottingham Forest, and between Spurs and Villa, who will finish in top 4, and between United and Chelsea, who will finish in top of the other. Thanks for your time, and kindly like, share and subscribe.